Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vase. Really nice day out here in Brisbane, so I'm gonna try and go out and I see the area. I actually really like it a lot over here. So next time I'll probably come through Brisbane, maybe check out the Gold Coast and some of the areas over there. I got a cool apartment here. Little view out the window. Hopefully that works. And the camera focuses. A little backlit. Oh, well, that's okay. Balcony is not big enough to stream from, so that's okay. All right. Let me situate here with the live chat and hide that, pause that. Actually, my internet here is really good too, like really good. Like whatever apartment I'm in, I'm gonna try and be here again next year. Like amazing internet, finally. Finally got good internet in Australia. I have no idea how they did it. All right, let's do it. Nick's gonna be joining us. You should be able to hear him. I'm not, all right, hold on, let me, I don't think anyone else is gonna join us. I think it'll just be us. Let's go to screen share and take it from there. Yeah, Corey, if you see any good questions, I'm happy to take questions today. It's going to be a good stream. I think you guys are going to be happy, finally. All right, we begin as always. Please check out tonevase.com if you guys would like to support my work. Not much in the affiliate section these days, but when I find time, I'll add a bunch. I know there's like a dozen people that I've promised I'd add their affiliates, but you know, I haven't gotten around to it with the travel. If you're going to do some Amazon shopping for Black Friday, please click on one of these links and then do your shopping from there. I really need to update this list. But check that out. And TradingView is having a Black Friday sale, probably the rest of the week. Check it out. I personally have a premium account, but that's because I live and breathe TradingView. Pro account will do well. Even the Pro account is pretty useful. You can still use like my indicator and stuff on a free account. All right. Education, you guys know, if you want to learn trading, please check out education. Workshops. There may be one more workshop between Tampa and Phoenix. Las Vegas is going to be an advanced workshop. I just had no time to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring webinars in. I see Nick's here with us. And of course, Unconfiscatable. Let's see if a few more people have registered. And they have. We have 32 tickets left at this price. And so go ahead and check that out. And for the poker tournament, 16 seats. 16 seats open to the public. The rest I'm reserving for celebrities. If the celebrities don't pay up, the 0.1, those seats will open up to the public as well. That should be a lot of fun. All right, let's stay with screen share and go to charts. Hey, Nick, you want to say hi to people?
Hey, everybody. How are you guys? Happy early Thanksgiving to those in the U.S.
Excellent. Yeah, too bad I'm missing Thanksgiving. My family has a really good Thanksgiving dinner, like really good. And it's unfortunate I might be missing Thanksgiving the last few years because I think Australia will be my destination at this time of year going forward, just like Southeast Asia will be my late October destination and Europe early October and all of September. I think like my life yearly schedule has been set. All right, anyway, here's our Fibonacci line. That was the 43.58. Nick, you had that at about 42, right? Oh, mute it.
Correct. Yes, I did.
Right. It's the same thing. So you were looking for this line to hold Bitcoin on a big scale. I was looking for it to hold Bitcoin on a shorter scale. I believe that for the short term, we are both right. And we'll see if you are going to be right on a long-term version of it. We will all find out together. Now,
I'm honestly waiting for this weekly to close before I say with any kind of certainty, but because that was a too rapid of a drop, I kind of wanted to see some ranging for a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, we will all find out. And so this thing is going to update end of day. So that's probably going to happen in about an hour or two. And will probably be at about the same price, actually. So this is the same thing. So here we are. This is Bitstamp. I will be migrating all of my charts to Bitstamp. I need to get rid of that. I need to make more room here. Undo that. And I need to upgrade all of my charts to Bitstamp because Bitfinex is just, it's a disaster. So
Bitstamp is my main thing too. It has the longest history and the most stable, with the least amount of manipulation on volume.
Right. So I need to do that. I wish TradingView, hey, if anyone works at TradingView, I know that you can make your own indices. So I can do like plus another index, or I can do like a third of this and a third of this and a third of a third. My problem is that I wish that when you make your own custom index, the history would go back to the one that is the longest, not the one that is the shortest. So basically, if you combine these things, if you combine Bitstamp and basically, let's put it this way, adding Mt. Gox into your average doesn't help because it's not going to show you the history back when it was only Mt. Gox. I wish the way their math would work is if you add an index that goes longer than your others, then it only uses that index in that point in time. If only they can do that, I can just make my own custom index and on the fly. So please, TradingView, if you're watching, make that change. Not to start the index with the one with the least amount of history, but you start your index with the one with the most amount of history. Okay, so the weekly chart really needs to close. Today is it still Wednesday where you live, Nick?
Yeah, it is. It is Wednesday evening.
So we're only halfway there. I mean, this candle could close below 4,000 and it can also close above 5,000. We have absolutely no idea. So looking at the weekly chart at the moment is almost useless other than recognizing the fact that we bounce off the setup trend line if you believe in the sequential system. I mean, this channel is going to go away because I'm going to move my charts over to Bitstamp one of these days. So that means since I'm going to move this chart over to Bitstamp, I'm going to redraw this channel. I'm going to have to, do my best to redraw all of these arrows. It's too bad I'm going to lose this thing because this was really for screenshots for my workshops and stuff. I'm going to have to redo all of this, redo the channels, try to guess these arrows and the way I used to call the market back then. It's just a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work that, and with my luck, the moment I do it, Bitstamp would like disappear. Okay, so the daily chart on Bitfinex is on a 9, telling us that momentum of traders should be coming to an end. It technically reversed on a 7. This will not be a perfected 9 on the daily, no way. The daily chart, actually it could be if today is catastrophic. This day just started 5 minutes ago. So you do have a long way to go. And I can check this chart on Stamp only to, just for the purposes of the sequential, to see what the numbers are because they're so different. And they're insanely different. Like, I don't know how to read this, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have this problem on the S&P 500. I don't know what to do about the fact that this 9 was here and the other 9 is here. I tend to be more optimistic in my life in general. I know it's hard for most of you to believe. So I'm going to go with a 9 in this vicinity here instead of a 6. Let me go back, actually. I want to go, well, I can't hit the back button on this. So, Yeah, it's really frustrating. I wish I can just use an index with long history. All right. The 12-hour chart is giving you a scary looking pennant. Not what I like to see personally, but I do like this bullish volume. I don't like the follow through volume. Look, there are plenty of signs that say we're going to have another leg down. But this is the difference between, you know, an experienced trader and a bit of a noobish trader, in that there are times to be bearish after a big drop, and there are times to be bullish after a big drop. And that's really, really important. Now, especially when you had a drop after a drop. We had a big drop, and then we had a big secondary drop. This is where the novice and noobish trader is going to expect another big drop, and he's going to get wrecked. This is where you should be, because there is plenty of blood in the streets right now of the crypto space. And this is where you should be buying. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're ready for a bull market, but I can easily see a move to 6,000. I can even see a move all the way to 8,000 to really trap the bulls, okay? And this brings me to a really cool chart before I move on to the shorter term time frames. This brings me to a really cool chart. Somebody, again, I don't like doing this because it encourages people to tweet at me and give me their charts. And most of them are not very good. However, and I just got bombarded in the last hour. Like, I can't look at all of your charts, guys. I'm sorry. But occasionally something catches my attention. This actually caught my attention. I don't know who did it, but it looks like the current drop is not as bad as the rest. And all of the rest have broken 82% down. And we're not there yet. So probably a little more downside. But your high was over here. Actually, no, that would have been even a bigger drop, right? Like Bitstamp was 1163 and Mt. Gox was 1241 or 1242. I only remember this being 19.6 something, but 19.891. Wow, that went up further than I thought. Hey, Bad Virus, thank you so much for your tip.
I think that's an average right there between Bitfinex, Coinbase, and Bitstamp, by the way.
Could be. So here's a chart. Here's a chart I actually like. What do you think, Nick? Just give it a second. Take a look at those numbers. I think it was a pretty damn good comparison. Nothing is perfect, but this is pretty damn close.
I'm going to have to look at that through a link or something because I can hardly see that on my screen.
Oh, okay. It's actually in my video description, but I can also send you a link right now. Hold on. Copy a link to tweet. But you know what? I'll post it in the group chat for people.
Truthfully, I've seen like 50 different charts the last 24 hours of similar stuff from what I can see, but let me take a look.
Yeah, but I like this one because it's so clean. Now, it's obvious what the person did. The person copied this region after the number 14 from the 2014-15 bear market and simply pasted it over there. I'm actually curious how to do that. I don't know if he did that in TradingView or not. That would be like, I have no idea how to project in TradingView. But see, this makes sense to me, right? This big drop that we had back in September back in late September, early October of 2014, we then went up almost 100% and hit the bottom of the triangle. And I can see that happening again. And it even like head faked you on the way up, like it was ready to go back down, and then it still went up over here. So like, I like it. I really like it. And I think this is a,
I disagree. I'm not really focused on fractals compared to that last market. I think they're completely different markets right now. And I mean, basically what we're looking at here is a fractal. If you really dig into some of the mechanics of this bear market and the last bear market, they're completely different volume wise, movement wise. I mean, yes, of course, there's going to be points that touch that are similar, but that's how, basically all bear markets move. We could compare.
yeah, we disagree there because to me, I've always referred to the current drop as the October drop of the last bear market. I have not, I mean, like obviously the price action looks different back then than now. In fact, being able to call the big drop that we just had was much easier this time around than last time. It was actually a little bit trickier last time. And I'm still looking for that final capitulation. And I mean, obviously, we're not going to play out going back the same exact way. But I do think there are buying opportunities here. I am actually long Bitcoin and GBTC. I actually realized today that tomorrow is a holiday in the US and Friday is a half day. And then we go into the weekend. So I'm stuck with my bullish Bitcoin position in GBTC pretty much for the next 4 days. There's no way for me to exit that position if Bitcoin crashes. But I'm pretty confident Bitcoin is not going to crash. I mean, like all of the Bitcoin is dead articles, mining is going to die all over the place. I'm going to jump back over.
Did you see that article? What was it? Bloomberg talking about Jamie Dimon today and Warren Buffett. It's a total hit piece. It's ridiculous. It's really not even worth like linking because it's such a garbage.
And now so many people are calling for like for 1,000 prices and lower lows. Well, like I want to be the contrarian here. I'm buying. I'm bullish. Now, I'm not saying the bear market is over. The bear market is probably not over, but you want to be positioned in case the bear market is over. I like it here. I'm pretty bullish. I'm looking at the short term. I mean, I do like this bottoming here. I like this big wick that took place on a 10-minute chart. The moment it was looking like it was going to break down, it rallied back up. We're back above another setup trend line. We really got to break these highs. We are making this, bearish pennant, and I'm acknowledging this bearish pennant. Absolutely.
Flip it down to the 4-hour real quick and tell me if that still looks like a pennant to you, because I see something different there.
All right, let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, the 4-hour does not look like a pennant to me at all. The CMF is still not great, but it's trending up. The RSI is trending up. The MACD is trending up. I like it here. Divergence.
It looks better on Bitstamp, by the way, too.
Oh, it looks even better on Bitstamp? Yeah. I'm sure I can actually move my 4-hour to Bitstamp. There's no like drawings back in the old 4-hour on Bitstamp that I really care about, on Bitfinex that I really care about. Bitstamp should now this chart should now permanently be Bitstamp. In fact, I got a bunch of old drawings from another Bitstamp chart. I don't know what the hell those are. It's a 4-hour chart. I'll be scrolling back forever. Oh yeah, I got lots of old drawings on the 4-hour Bitstamp. Yeah, I think we can get rid of these. They're all Fibonacci lines. I'm gonna drop those. Oh, I got lots of old. I guess I used to use.
It's funny, you used Bitstamp during the bull market, and then as soon as the bear started, you kicked over to Bitfinex. It looks like you stopped right at the top there of the bull.
I know. Must have been a reason for that. Oh, I got lots of Fibonacci's here. Yeah, but it's a 4-hour chart. Like the hell do I need Fibonacci's from 2013 for? Man. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably my old Cointelegraph articles. Yeah. Yeah, it's my old Cointelegraph article stuff. Anyway, all right, let's go to today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna flip over to I'm gonna stick with the 4-hour. There we go.
I typically like to have like 6 or 7 candles before I start, drawing patterns. That 12-hour just wasn't enough candles for me to start calling it a pennant. That's kind of why I mentioned this.
Yeah, you're right. I like this green 2 going above a green 1, hopefully soon. And I like it. I like it here. I like this low, the 9-13-13 low on the 4-hour, and then you got head faked like it's gonna crash, and then the 4,000 held it up. I like it here. I'm
I
bullish.
like it too. I published day trade on TradingView last night. There was a number of bullish divergences on. I think I sent it to you. But I ended up taking a long there, and I've got a couple take profit points, but it's looking decent so far.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going bullish here, and finally, so this is what I'm saying. So the last time I was bullish Bitcoin was actually in this vicinity here, off of this. I can go to the daily chart actually. That would have been February 6th. So it's been a while since I've been bullish Bitcoin. Off the low, I mean. Oh, nope, 02.
Bullish with a stop loss.
Oh, of
I've
course.
been quoted a couple times. I may not always be right, but at least my stop loss is.
Yeah, so the last time I was bullish, it was here. It was off of this 9. It was off of this daily 9 with a big drop like we just had, right? This was the big drop out of a descending triangle. I mean, it's no different than today, right? This was the big drop out of the descending triangle. I was expecting a $6,000 drop, and we dropped perfectly, right? This was the base. Oh no, that was a bigger triangle. That was a $6,000 drop from there. There would have been a smaller drop from here. Let me draw another one of these guys. So if there was a smaller triangle in this vicinity here, and whatever this is, right? What is that? I have no idea. It's kind of weird noise. So the last time I was bullish was in this vicinity when we dropped real hard and in one day bounced from 6,000 all the way to 7.6 thousand. And the next candle was a 9 print, and then we went up from there. So to me, this is a very similar situation to that situation. Now, as you can see, I thought we had a chance to break out to new all-time highs, but we did not. But ever since then, I did not have a timing mechanism to time the lows. It wasn't good enough for me until now, until finally we dropped fast and hard enough and hit a reasonable point. And look, it's the same kind of thing here. This is the daily chart as well. Let's see if we get a really good day going into the US holiday weekend. And like I said, I like the bullish play here. Obviously, if we start going down, you're going to hit your stop loss. A new daily low close would take me out. But as long as we do not close lower than 4,500 on Bitfinex, whatever it is on Bitstamp, I'll move this chart over as well eventually. But I'm pretty bullish, like I said. The put call stuff seems to be evening out. Not really sure what to think about that. I don't think it matters all that much right now. I think the markets need to reset. And like the ratio isn't all that great. Bcash, I don't care. Oh man, did you see all the tweets? They basically changed their, I mean, this is still a blockchain. They now have a checkpoint that after 10 blocks, there can't be a reorg.
Yeah, what is up with that? I don't quite understand that. I'm not the most.
Well, that's because it's in the white paper, right? Your blockchain is immutable after 10 blocks, right? So that code needs to be in there. I'm being sarcastic, of course. There's nothing in a white paper about locking down the history of transactions after a 10th block. But yeah, it's totally insane. So my GBTC position is just a smidge under break even. I got in at like 510. I should have got in at 480. That was my bad because I wanted to actually sleep 2 hours and I missed my 480 entry. So I'm in at 510 and I'm looking for it to go up nicely. And there's the premium hit parity, which was amazing. Too bad I didn't time that one, but it would have been at a higher price. Ethereum's a basket case. Ethereum can still go down as Bitcoin goes up. I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you see that exploit today that they were talking about with the exchanges?
No. What is this?
Let me find the link, or if somebody in the chat wants to pull that link real quick.
I don't care enough to look at a link.
There's some kind of exploit that I don't think it actually got exploited, but it was discovered that you could potentially empty exchanges Ethereum holdings through the exploit. Something to do with gas and whatnot. Again, I'm not the most knowledgeable on these type of things, but I just saw the headlines today.
Ethereum is like the one of the worst projects this space. I mean, like one of the reasons why Bitcoin has a chance to go to 1,000 is probably because of Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum and everyone thinking that everything is going to be decentralized and you have to buy all these crypto, they caused the pump. And Bitcoin was the casualty of the stupid people that believe in Ethereum.
Well, like, I got a question. Yeah. I got 2 questions for you. I think I know the answer to one, but Corey, get ready to start deleting messages. What's more dangerous to cryptocurrencies right now, Ethereum or Ripple?
Oh, definitely. Well, no, Ripple is not a cryptocurrency, right? Like,
right.
Ethereum has always been more dangerous than Ripple.
What about to the entire ecosystem though?
Yeah. Ripple is irrelevant to the ecosystem. Ripple is just a useless token that's used as a stock. You're not going to be. Right. I mean, like all of these, high school dropouts, not because they were smart, but because they were never going to pass their senior classes in high school. All of them started building applications on top of Ethereum, pretending to be smart. I mean, that wasn't happening on top of Ripple, right? No. Ethereum has always been way more dangerous. Ripple is just irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant.
I mean, there is like, look, you can still, for those of you guys out there that are about to attack, you can still make money in trading, right? Ripple, I trade in and out of lots of things I don't agree with, but in general is why I'm asking Tone. But Ripple has this huge fan base that just blindly buys or follows everything they see, and it's covered so much now on the mainstream media. It's kind of dangerous to like retail investors from that point of view. I mean, nobody really does the research on it, and yes, you can still make money off of it, but I think Ripple's extremely dangerous in that sense, like to the average investor.
Like the thing that bothers me the most about Ripple is the fact that it's listed on CoinMarketCap, and the fact like it doesn't belong there. Ripple belongs on CoinMarketCap about as much as OneCoin belongs on CoinMarketCap. It's not a cryptocurrency. It never was. It's a centralized token inside their own database. Like
yes, yeah, and Jake also in the chat. Let's talk about it. He says all these, but yes, I realize there's banking deals and all that type of stuff. Banking deals, though, that's not a cryptocurrency, guys. It's a company that's a stock. Yes, it's built on a blockchain, but
no,
guys got to quit looking at them as decentralized assets.
Nick, I'm sorry. There's no blockchain in Ripple. Like what blockchain?
Like okay, a ledger, let's say then.
Yeah, it's their own ledger. Like at least Ethereum is mineable. At least you can make a case for that, right? At least the ICOs are, being traded on top of a blockchain that is mineable. Like Ripple is literally numbers in a database. It's no different than the US dollar. It's no different than Apple stock. It's totally useless.
Right. By the way, your viewership goes up every time you attack Ripple, so you're welcome.
Yeah, great. No, Ripple was never a danger to the crypto space, but Ethereum is actually a danger to the crypto space. Like, imagine if some idiot government officials decided to build government services on top of the Ethereum's database that then just blew up. Like Ripple was always more dangerous. I'm sorry, Ethereum was always more dangerous.
Yeah, there's massive amounts of projects built on it. I can agree in that sense that if something does. Oh, and another thing is everything is dependent on Vitalik right now with Ethereum. I know he's trying to get away from it, but that's pretty centralized, and that's a centralized attack point. If anything ever did happen to Ethereum, anything happens to him, I mean, you're going to see that and a whole ton of shit coins on CoinMarketCap dump.
And I'm not ready to put a fork in the stock market, man. I don't know. Maybe you can call me a permabull. You know, you can call me in denial. I'm not ready to put a fork in the stock market. And I know the gold bugs and the Peter Schiffs and I can name them all day, and the Doug Casey's and well, the guy from Chiang Mai that I probably should have tried to find. What's his name? Mark Faber. And I mean, we can name the gloom and doomers all day. I know they're foaming at the mouth. I am not ready to give up on the stock market. And I wasn't ready to give up on the stock market here either. I don't see it. The question is, if we fall all the way to 2,400, how bad would that be? Probably not the end of the world. I still think there is another few years of a bull run. I mean, look at the stock market on a longer term scale. It's not that bad, guys. I'm not ready yet. Let's see how this week ends, even though there's no more trading this week. And it's coming into year end. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have a position in the stock market right now, but I wouldn't be. I'm not expecting a 40% correction from here. I'm just not. But I also haven't been paying attention. I've been, busy with the Bitcoin world. Don't really
Throw
care.
the CMF, that chart you just had a moment ago, the S&P, what time frame was that?
Daily.
I'm curious to see the levels on that double.
Lines, man. What's up?
I'm curious to see the volume levels on that. I mean, it's not really double top, but close to it.
The volume on the S&P has pretty much been about the same.
Scroll out from there. Once you put on volume, put the CMF too. Let's see the CMF. It's right there.
Oh, volume's picked up. I like it.
Let's see the CMF and then even flip it to the weekly or monthly. I'm curious about something. It looked like you don't save it on a default?
No, I haven't gotten around to it.
Flip over to the monthly real fast, please.
Monthly or daily or weekly?
Weekly. Let's go weekly. I'm looking at those two tops right there. That's what I want to see.
The divergence.
That's what I'm saying. See right there. You see the declining on the CMF? That's what I was figuring it was going to show. Higher highs with a declining CMF.
Yeah, huge volume, big divergence. But
I'm going to take a look at this. I'm going to study that.
Sold. Yeah.
That's interesting right there. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at this. Maybe next show I'll give my perspective on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but let me see. Let me look at historically.
Also, OBV is a good way to check, but that CMF divergence is pretty big.
Huh. They're not giving me data, unfortunately. That's curious.
That is strange right there. It should.
Yeah, volume really goes up in these little offshoots here.
That is a gigantic spike there, though, right where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
And if you take a look at that CMF, we did tick down just slightly on one of the weeks. So what'll probably happen, my guess is, with that CMF is we'll build another mound similar to the one on the left, but slightly smaller. And I bet you can place a trend line on that first mound down to the second mound, and it will show us kind of where we peak out on the third mound of the CMF that's forming right now.
Like if the stock market, if the stock market goes down next week, I'm going to change my mind. I'll be a bear.
Just glancing at the CMF, I'm betting we get a little short-term bullish. I'm going to study this because that's really interesting. I like that right there. But if you place a trend line from the top of that first mound right there down to the second one, I'm betting you that third mound kind of tops out there. Yep, just like that. I'm going to study it some more, so nobody hold me to this, but just based off of that and some observations on a few other things, I bet that's what we do. But again, there's so many factors going into the S&P.
So. Same size. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it anymore.
I'll take a look at it and do some volume analysis on it, because that is definitely interesting there. I figured that might be divergent there. That top was too short of a raise off the first one for me to believe that.
Yeah,
again, the CMF is faulty. Nothing is 100%, but we'll see.
All right, let's see if we got any questions. Corey, you've been
real quick. I see some FUD in the chat. So Jake, you wanted me to address the mining situation, mining rigs shutting down in China. That footage, I believe, is old of the mining rigs shutting down. Now, there is some people shutting down in the United States. I retweeted one of my buddies, but I believe the actual footage you're talking about is old, and somebody's retweeting it to get some clout or something like that.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of questions, and then I'll probably call it a day. Tone, a little off topic, but what are some of your favorite places that you have traveled to? I mean, I really like Kiev, Ukraine. I really like Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I like the Thailand beach area. I mean, each place is different, right? I mean, some places have great scenery. Some places have like really good people I can communicate with. Some places have really good food. Some places have really good weather. Like, I really love the fact that like in Colombia, I really liked Medellin, Colombia. The food was great. Every place has sangria, which I like, as well as tequila. But I don't speak Spanish, so I'll never live down in Latin America until I learn Spanish. And, you know, it's the same thing. I love Ukraine. It's great. I speak the language. It helps me a lot. Other people will, you know, don't speak the language, will find it harder to live there. Food is also amazing. People are nice. The winter is too cold, so I'm not going to live there either, right? Chiang Mai, Thailand is great. I loved it. Has no beach. There is no one perfect area, guys. There's a couple of places that you like for personal reasons, and that's about it.
What do you think of South Florida? Did you like it there?
South Florida is all right.
You are going to retire down there with me, right?
Yeah, maybe. Oh man, I was watching, I haven't seen it in a while, but I did see like the first or second season of Ballers about your city, about South Florida. So I spent 2 years in what they refer to in that show as the armpit of the South. And that's the Tallahassee area and the panhandle of Florida.
Oh, right. Yeah, I am not a fan of Northern Florida at all. South Florida.
Yeah, this is like northwest. Yeah, as far as the U.S. is concerned, same thing. Like California is really, really nice. I think it's a little too, you know, socialist for me. But and also I would never like permanently live in California. This is what happens when you get a degree in geology and you understand earthquakes. Not exactly where I want to spend my retirement days, waiting for the big one. But
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, New York's too cold. You
Hey, do we
know,
got time for me to do some screen share real quick
oh yeah, go for it.
while you do some
I'll glance
questions?
at the questions. I'll pick out the good ones as you do your screen share.
Okay. I'm just noticing a few things that we didn't quite cover. Which screen am I sharing here? All right. I see my screen okay, right? I clicked the right one. Okay. So we're looking at the 4 hour here. Ichimoku does look bearish, but again, it's lagging and it's really just catching up to this gigantic downtrend here. But let's throw that off real quick. One thing I am looking at, so I did end up taking a long position down here. I have 2 take profit points. I did say in the analysis on TradingView that we'd end up stuttering here, which we did. Then we're looking semi-decent here, but...
Wait, so where's your long position? Is that second blue line?
Yeah, I failed in between here down in these wicks with the range.
Oh, nice. So you got below any 4 hour. Your entry is lower than any close on a 4 hour chart. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty risky, but what I was basing off of, if we go down to this 1 hour.
Well, that same thing with me, man. That's
right
when
here.
I got into my GBTC. Same exact time period.
Yeah, so I did the whole analysis based on the 1 hour and filled through here. But going over this 4 hour real quick, which is a little higher time frame, we take a look at the Stotch. We've got a nice little trend going upwards, and it is strong. CMF is not looking too great, but it is subsiding. We do get little spikes down as it subsides. Something to watch for. The OBV has pretty good collusion right now with the price action, so volume is looking decent there. RSI, not telling us much there. It does match. But if we flip over to this 12 hour, which I'm liking decently also, I mean, I think we can honestly, whoops. I think these 2 take profit points I have on that position are looking decent. I do expect some more strength once we do get up here. I'm going to monitor it, and I may not even close my long position. I may ride it back up, not quite that high actually. If we drop down to some lower time frames, we have some more reasonable places to take profit, like right around here. I need to move this.
Yeah, if we don't make it back to the $5,200 area, I would be very surprised.
Yeah, so looking here, 5201. Let's flip that
Yeah,
over to
that's what
yellow.
I'm looking at. Like that would be if we don't make it back there, I would be very surprised. And if we make it above 6,500, I would also be very surprised.
Yeah, I tweeted earlier that it was game time. For those of you guys that were wondering what I was talking about, right around here, it was because of this little OBV breakout. So you can put trends on here with the OBV, and then when you do see spike ups like that, then they almost do act as support, kind of like price action does. But you do have to be careful on relying on this. But once I saw this little volume spike from the decline, I noticed that the bears were losing, and it just kind of reinforced my my long position. CMF, not telling us much. We'll see how that plays out. RSI, the RSI should end up matching perfectly with this these 2 take profit positions on here. But I mean, it's looking fairly decent. I mean, you saw the same things I did. I think the same with Ethereum, believe it or not. We do have a bottomed out Stotch, and we are starting to get some momentum going there. Same with the RSI. The volume, though, still looks like shit. I need to really keep an eye on this. I'm not in any position on Ethereum because like this takedown up here is pretty generous. I still expect a pretty low on that. And you know what? That 110 is still not even my low. That 110 to 120. It just depends on, I guess, on what BTC pair does. But the daily, I was really liking this close here. Of course, we're not going to get an engulfing there, but really like the way this daily closed. And let's see how this Stotch goes up too. We can just come up here, get rejected around 5,600 or so, and then end up ranging on the bottom. I'm a big fan of the Stotch, and typically when we bottom out like that, we'll ride it on the daily for quite a while. but I got a nice little buy signal here on my indicator on the 12-hour too. Yeah, but generally just kind of reinforces everything you were saying, that it's looking bullish for now.
All right, let's jump to a couple of more questions. This is actually a good question because I'm going to actually correct the question. It says, all great technologies have a hockey stick adoption chart. Since BTC price is driven primarily by user adoption, do you see a similar looking last big bull as a run that doesn't correct? Okay, so here's my problem with the question. You say since Bitcoin price is driven primarily by user adoption. That is false. Bitcoin price is driven by Bitcoin speculators. Trust me, when Adam Draper and Mike Novogratz buying Bitcoin in hundreds of millions of dollars of investment, they don't give a shit about adoption. They just want to make money for their clients. Even the majority of the small timers like us, very few of us here are here for the adoption. Most of us here to make money. Well, not me. Nick believes in adoption, I'm sure. But
I do, but I'm also a capitalist. I'll trade in and out of assets I don't necessarily agree with.
But do you agree that like 95% of anything that happens to Bitcoin as far as price is concerned is speculation and not adoption?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So you have the wrong premise. Now, eventually, the underlying adoption will take over. And I always go back to the NASDAQ bubble in that the NASDAQ peaked in the year 2000. The NASDAQ broke out to a new all-time high in 2015. If you account for 15 years of inflation, the NASDAQ probably didn't break out to new all-time highs till 2016 or probably 2017 even. Or like maybe even this year, it finally broke to new all-time highs, accounting for inflation. And clearly, the world has adopted the internet way before 2016, right? But it did not reflect in the price. So no, the price is driven by speculators, not by adoption. They're totally independent things. All right, next question. Tone, someone said in a video, I missed that you explained why you thought, what? You guys, you gotta, like, if you're gonna misspell something, at least like, usually it's a word I can recognize, but I don't know what fundies is. So I don't know. I don't know what your question says. All right, we got a few more. The reason why XRP is in the number 2 slot, the XRP should probably be in the number 1 slot, actually. I'm not even sure XRP is in the number 2 slot. I mean, XRP is not a cryptocurrency, guys. It's not trustless. It's not decentralized. I know I'm going to CoinMarketCap because I know there's 100 better websites out there, but I don't remember them from the top of my head. You're looking at the wrong thing. You can't look at it this way. You have to go to tools. All right, come on. You have to go to tools, which is not working. I'm not surprised. It's CoinMarketCap. I don't know. You gotta look at total supply. You can't look at circulating supply because this is garbage. Gotta look at total supply. God, this is the worst site.
By the way, you're not screen sharing if you're meaning to.
Oh, I'm not. So you gotta look at, Jesus Christ. Where did I have total supply?
Total supply of what? What are you looking for?
The total supply of coins. Rank by total supply. Oh, it's probably here. No.
I don't
They
know what you're
used to
looking for
have
here.
it.
I think you have to click on the individual coin to see each total supply. It doesn't
No,
really.
no, 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 no. They had it. They had it. Here. Market cap by total supply. I knew it was there somewhere. Guys, Ripple is just garbage, okay? You have to look at total supply to really understand what's going on. Ripple got above Bitcoin on total supply. The coin that is actually in second place right now is Foyin coin. This should tell you what garbage all of these coins are. I don't know what this is, but this is actually above Ripple, okay? It's worth $819, all right? You can go and buy it, please, if you want to lose all of your money, okay? This is the kind of garbage that XRP is. XRP is no better than Foyin coin, okay? Whatever it is, all right? And Stellar is just a clone of Ripple because the scammer Jab McCaleb weren't allowed to cash out his Ripple from, from the centralized database of Ripple. Like it's just stupid. All right, let's go back to the 10-minute chart. So Ripple is not even number 2, it's number 3.
Hey, have you heard anything about CNBC?
What, the show?
Yeah.
It'll air eventually, I don't know.
It's supposed to air today.
I mean, I told them on that show I'm looking for a bounce of a 4,200. So I called the bounce before it happened, and by the time people see it, it's already going to be too late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like PA is time sensitive, right? And we're sitting there talking about it, and still hasn't aired. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Guys, the Russia, US, and China are not going to a gold standard. Just stop. Next.
More likely to go to a Bitcoin standard than a gold standard.
Yeah. Do you believe in moon phase making a difference, Nick? Not literally, but moon phases do have some psychological effects on people. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a small, effect onto traders from that. But I don't have a timing mechanism on that. I don't pay attention to it.
I go along every full moon, and I have never missed. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
About that, guys. I mean, talk to the guys that pay attention that can give you stats. All right, I need to end this in 5 minutes. I want to go do stuff. Let me just run through the questions. If the traditional markets continue to drop, will Bitcoin follow, killing the chance of a good bounce? Yes, I think that when traditional markets fall, all people become poorer. It hurts everyone. Everyone has less money, and people are less likely to speculate into Bitcoin. So if you are a Bitcoin bull, but a gloom and doomer on the US stock market, you have a mental contradiction. Like, again, if you're the kind of guy that's screaming Bitcoin to the moon and stock market crash, you have a mental contradiction and you can't possibly be right. Like that's not how markets work. Like you will be wrong the rest of your life. At least guys that are perpetually stock market is going to crash are going to be right once every 10 years, maybe 20 years, but at least they'll be right once every 20 years. If you believe that markets should crash and Bitcoin should go up, you'll never be right. Like not even once in 20 years. You'll be perpetually wrong. Next. Will Bitcoin ever be worth more than $10,000? Yes, of course. Because it already has. I believe it will be worth that again. On the 1 hour, we're forming a symmetric triangle, which is a wave 4. Well, I don't know about the wave stuff. On the 1 hour, I'll glance at the 1 hour. I don't know.
Yeah, there is some truth to that, but Elliott waves are so subjective. I've been looking at the same thing, watching an eyeball on this, but just keep in mind, Elliott waves are subjective and not 100%. Trust me, I know. I've working on my own Elliott wave trading system, and I've been through it, been through the ringer on it.
I can see the symmetric triangle forming, but at the same time, I'm bullish here off the baby capitulation low, and it's already broken the moving average. That's rounding. I mean, all we gotta do is break above 4650 and get back to 4700, and then people should FOMO back in. Like, there may be a symmetric triangle here, but it's to me, it's almost irrelevant. There's times to, and I don't even care about symmetric triangles really on short time frames unless they're coming off pennants. And because this is a drop after a drop, I'm not looking for a pennant because I'm not looking for more downside here. I'm bullish, Nick's bullish, and we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. Let's see how much we can rally here.
What will you say if we end up closing above 48.55 on the weekly? What's your assessment at that point?
Nothing. To me, the line in the sand is 5,000. If we can close above 5,000 on the weekly, I can raise my up target off the bounce. I can raise it to 6.5. I might raise it to, maybe even 7K. If we can close this week above 5,000, there could be a substantial bounce, kind of similar to what we saw when our weekly candle went off of 6,000 and closed all the way above 8,000. So, and that took us an additional 50% higher, almost into 12,000. So the stronger we close this week, the more short-term upside, which could lead to intermediate-term upside, which I don't believe will lead to long-term upside, but anything's possible. All right, we got one more quick one. How will mining be affected by a credit shortage? It will be affected negatively. Will there still be enough hash for security? There'll be plenty of hash for security, guys. I mean, Bcash and Bcash both have like less than 5% of Bitcoin's hash rate, and both of those delusional clowns think that they're secure. So Bitcoin's got plenty of hash rate,
The more and more I look at this weekly candle, we are oversold. I'm starting to be more and more confident.
All right. We're gonna call it a day. Let me actually, before I do that, hey guys, once again, please check out the Unconfiscatable conference. Book your seat at the poker game. We got 16 seats left for the general public. We might add 10 more later. I want to see how many. Like, once these sell out, I'm gonna start harassing the celebrities. I want 50% of the people out of the 100 to be people you can recognize. I want this to be, a really fun game. Speakers, and we got a bunch of speakers. We got 32 seats left at this price. Then the price rises. Enjoy the discount with Bitcoin falling. And yeah, we added fiat payments, was a royal pain in the ass. And there you go. Check that out. And my workshops, we added Phoenix, we added Tampa. Vegas will be more of an advanced session. I'll tell you more about that later. All right, and if you're gonna do your shopping, you're gonna do your Thanksgiving, Black Friday shopping on Amazon, please click any of these links and then do your shopping from there. That would also help support this channel with a few bucks. All right, guys, I'm gonna end screen share. Nick, thanks again for joining, and we will see you all on the next one.
See you guys.
All right, how do I end this?
Same way you do every time.